Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Beer Bros. It's the last show of the year. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve, and the ball's going to drop here shortly. I hope you're with loved ones or friends, or you're watching a week later and it's already happened. That's kind of sad. Like I mentioned, this is the last episode of the year. It's New Year's Eve. Woo! New Year's Eve. So I figured we'd get some transitional beers and some winter-style beers and get going before we get ready for the new year. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's move on to the first beer. What do we have? Dun, da, da, da. We have Anchor Brewing Company. They have their Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2014. Which is their Our Special Ale, is what they named it. But we've had Anchor Brewing Company on the show before. They had one of their steam beers. I think this may be the same, similar style, but if you can hand me your glass. So right here. Ooh, that's a nice color, actually. It's gonna be kind of a dark winter ale.
You said this is a steam beer?
I don't think.
Because I know Anchor makes steam beer.
Yeah. I thought like
steam beer were in California where they put the beer in the troughs by the sea to cool.
Oh, is that what they really do?
Yeah,
that's
awesome. What they used to do.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
These days they probably are too scared of seagulls.
Special ale brewed with spices with natural flavors added. Brewed by Anchor Brewing. Doesn't say any special brewing techniques, so I would imagine this is just a straightforward ale.
Very spicy, Christmas spices.
Any New Year spices? Oh yeah, there's definitely Christmas spice in there.
Can you tell what specific ones?
Oh, I'm just gonna guess, but nutmeg. That's Christmas spice, right? Maybe some cinnamon.
Maybe some ginger.
Ginger? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Well, let's give it a clinky, drinky, and cheers to 2014.
Good, kind of a weaker mouthfeel.
Yeah. I was about to say it's so dark. I had that moment of silence because I was confused. It wasn't as heavy, like you mentioned, in the mouth.
Kind of tingly, more from just the carbonation.
Yeah, and there's some spice in there. I think it was kind of tastes like a not as carbonated as a traditional beer would be, or you would probably think of as a normal beer. Not to say that it's bad. It's just different. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a muted tones to it with the mouthfeel, but there is some definite Christmas spice in there. It's just not as tingly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't hit you as hard. It's kind of a muted feel. This could be one of those holiday beers that you can introduce to a non-crafty person, and it might be a little too much for them, I think, for some non-crafty people, but it'll be kind of like one of those medium, what's that one I'm trying to say? Past novice, but not quite advanced beers. So let me have another taste.
Second beer, we've got Holiday Bonus Festive Porter by Lakewood.
Lakewood Brewing Company. We've actually been to their brewery. Think of the damn word. We went to their brewery, and actually they had a nice. They had a lot of people there. Actually, it was very busy. It was hot that day. We were filming, and we interviewed some people there. Thank you very much, sir. And they had a great live band there at the same time. It was a great experience if you're ever in the area. Mm-hmm. So let's give it a smell test. I think it's kind of maybe too cold to release aromatics, so. I know what I just did. I did it for a purpose. I'll see if it worked. It didn't work. So there's not much aromatics coming out of the beer, but let's give it a clinky, drink, and cheers. So this is supposed to be a porter. It's kind of tastes a little more closer to a stout side to me.
Well, they are from the same family, of course.
Correct. It just seems like a heavier than a traditional porter. Porter to me is like a light stout, and this is kind of an in-betweener.
It's got the chocolatey taste.
Yeah, it's interesting. 6% alcohol by volume. It's 41 IBUs. I could taste a little bit of bitterness. Not too crazy at all.
Well, especially with stouts, it'll up the IBUs somewhat without really affecting how bitter it tastes because of the sweetness. You have to offset that sweetness.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it that way. That's a pretty good point. So let me give it another taste. Yeah, so the bitterness is cut a little bit. It's not as super sweet as probably it could have been without the hops being added. What other, you said you taste a little bit of chocolate. I taste like very, very dark chocolate, because to me there's a difference between milk chocolate, like you drink when you have a kid, you have the chocolate milk. That's what I think of when I think of regular Hershey's chocolate. But a very, very dark, bitter chocolate, that's what I'm tasting here all together. Okay. That's a good way. But your chocolate and the bitterness that you caught there as well, I think those come together and taste like a really dark chocolate.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to move on to the last beer of the year, which is Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale.
If it's Samuel Smith's, it's got to be good.
Yeah, so this is their, we love Samuel Smith. Their milk chocolate stout, fantastic. So I think this is a great beer to end the year with. That's hard to say without slurring my words. So this is a 2014-2015 Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale, silver anniversary. So 25 years of Samuel Smith. So this is from Tadcaster, England. Can you give me our Tadcaster, whatever, the old brewery Tadcaster. Can I get your glass, please, sir? So this, all right. So that's kind of a golden amber, would you say? How would you? Yeah, it's a pretty nice color beer. So winter ale. Initial
fizziness, and then it sort of dies off mostly.
Let me see if I get the same effect.
Because God knows we get separate effects.
So
interesting.
It's a pleasant smell.
I don't know how to describe that. It's happiness in the glass.
Beer, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. So I think what I'm going to describe the aromatic is a mix between flowers and kitchen spices. It's going to be like maybe an oregano mixed with a flowery smell.
Okay.
That's what I would classify it as. I'm probably wrong, but that's how I would do it. So let's give it a clinky, drinky, and cheers to the last beer of 2014. Welcome 2015. Oh, wow.
Smooth and...
Yeah, smooth yet very flavorful.
Yeah.
Kind of tastes like a tingy Belgian ale. Like Belgian ales are usually a silky.
A little bit without the Belgian yeast. Which is hard to describe. I don't know.
It's an interesting and intriguing beer. Like I
kind of fruity.
Yeah. I think fruity is a good word for it. Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, all three beers were delicious in their own unique and separate ways. But for that last, just really intriguing and high quality beer, I'm going to call Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale Chris's beer of the day, and Chris's beer of the day on the last episode of the year. Are you ready for 2015?
I am. I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, you got a surprise for me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I was about to end the show. Okay, well, what's the surprise?
This is based upon our Thanksgiving episode. I needed to introduce you to something that has nothing to do with beer, but everything to do with buttermilk pie.
And the circle buttermilk pie. So let me guess. There's cream cheese and butter.
There is butter.
And it looks like pretzel bread.
It's pie dough.
Is it like a scorched sugar on top?
No.
No? Okay.
It's buttermilk, butter, eggs.
Okay, well, it looks interesting. It looks kind of like just a pudding, bread pudding kind of thing. Anyway, so.
Clinky Edie?
Clinky Edie. Let's see. There you go. Sure. Well, on that note, while you watch us surf our faces, I want to say thank you, and please be safe with you and yours on New Year's Eve and the New Year's Day. Be careful driving if you are. Other than that, beer goes out. Fireworks.
Yeah.
See, he needed special effects above the frame, so you can't see them. You can just maybe do like little flashes that pop out. No? No, I'm gonna keep it.